Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Hey, welcome to iHeart Intellectual Radio, Black Conservative Podcast. I am your host, Alan J. Campbell, aka the Batman, here in the city of Gotham. All right, I have a lot of content to get to or to try to cover, and it's a lot. But I know that we only got an hour and some change, so I'm going to cover as much as I can. All right, first things first. I'm sure everybody tuned in to the 58th Super Bowl. What's that? Oh, wait. Okay, so let me make a correction. Everybody but my man here. Okay, and and most of everyone that did see it were not happy. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because this goes into a lot of other things, and that's another topic for another show. So a lot of people were not happy on how it ended. Not only who won, but how it did. And what's mind-boggling to me is the San Francisco 49ers walked away crying. These grown men walking away crying and saying, we didn't understand the rules of the playoffs for the Super Bowl. I was a little perplexed when I heard that and said, what are you guys? What are you, 12? You didn't understand the playoff rules when it came to the Super Bowl. Here's the thing. The playoff rules have been this way since the playoffs started for 2023-24 season. Now, for those who for old schoolers like myself, and remember when teams played to a tie, they played what they had was called a sudden death. The short story is that whoever scored first wins. Now, there was a lot of hoopla and melee about, this team had the ball for this long and they scored and the game is over. And we didn't get a chance to score. So the NFL kind of softened it a little bit. Okay, each team gets a chance to touch the ball. I'm going to be honest. First and foremost, it's called sudden death for a reason. Okay, it's not like baseball to where you have a top half and a bottom half, top of the inning, bottom of the inning. It's not like hockey where you have a shootout and you have 2 minutes to try to score, or whoever scores first wins. Same thing with basketball. In basketball, they have 5 minutes for whoever, whatever. What I'm saying is, why should we continue to soften the rules for these $1 million players, because they can't stop another team from scoring? And let's just be totally honest. I took San Francisco, and there were several things that San Francisco could have done to win the game in regulation. What I'm not getting is, how does even 15 minutes in an extra period or overtime period constitute an overtime? That's like a whole nother quarter. Now, San Francisco, for those who saw it, San Francisco marched up the field and they got to the 8-yard line. They couldn't punch it in for a score, for a touchdown. They kicked the field goal. So that's the score. Then Kansas City got the ball. Now, let's be real. Let's be totally honest. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. Okay, he is right now that, he's got 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. So that's you can call that a dynasty, but right now he is the guy. He's becoming the new Tom Brady, so to speak. Okay, this guy ran the ball down San Francisco's throat in 1 minute and 47 seconds. Basically, he ran a 2-minute offense. 2-minute offense. Here's what now. At the beginning of the overtime, the official came out and said, quote, each team will get an opportunity to possess the ball. If both teams scores, then we'll keep going. Now, say for example, if both teams had to kick the field goal, okay, the next score wins. But he did say, but also in the rules, you score, the other team score, and actually the other team scores more points. Whoever scores, basically what it boils down to, you need to score a touchdown in order to stay alive. They marched up the field, scored a touchdown, game over. You saw that. You kind of saw that coming if you were brain dead. If you had any type of brain in your head, you saw that coming. Talking about Patrick Mahomes. But what's perplexing is that San Francisco State, they didn't understand the rules. These are grown men making millions of dollars, and you didn't understand the rules of the game. It's a little perplexing, a little bit perplexing, a little bit. All right, but moving on from that, there's a couple other things I want to get into. Okay, get into some meat. Okay, so also while it's fresh in my mind, the phone lines are open early tonight, as you can see over my left shoulder here. 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. If you have a comment on some of the topics that I'm going to cover tonight. Also, please limit your comments to 10 minutes. If you're calling in, please limit your comments to 10 minutes. If you got if you got a lot to say and you want to try and get them all in, write them down. And for those slow people in the room, it's called a pen and a piece of paper. We've had those items since man was able to create fire. Since we've been able to create fire. So, but anyway, I want to go into this thing. We're in this right now. We're in we're in a really I won't say difficult, but we are in a tough atmosphere. And when I say that, we're in a tough political atmosphere. Okay, and I say that because there is a lot hinging on certain things concerning Joe Biden and concerning Donald Trump. Okay. Now, when I get into this, it's going to be a lot of y'all. Some of y'all boo-boos is going to hurt. I'm going to tell you that right now. So get ready. Get ready. Some of your boo-boos are going to hurt. This is the part where no Vaseline, it's going to hurt. Now, right now, Donald Trump is he's entangled in several litigations. One of them is the January 6th insurrection incident, but also the other entanglement with the 14th Amendment trying to kick him off the ballot. Now, I've been following this case relatively closely and listening to the judge. And right now, this case is being heard by the United States Supreme Court. And listening to some of the arguments from both sides and the justices is relative. It's very, very interesting. And not only that, but listening to some of the justices, they're really giving a more definition to the law, they're giving more clarification to Article 3 of the 14th Amendment. Article 3 of the 14th Amendment. Some of you don't know. Some of you don't know what it is. We are in an age, as I said, we are in an age where there's no reason for anybody to walk around being stupid. You have Google. You have all type of search engines to find, look, inquire. If you are walking around here being stupid and ignorant, that's by choice. Point blank, period. So the 14th Amendment, going to that, as it states that no individual shall be, basically no individual can run for office, have an office, if they participated in any type of insurrection, anyone that has sworn an oath to defend the Constitution. Now, and it also says any officer Here's the trick. I won't say trick. That's the wrong word. Here's the key, the linchpin. The president is not considered an officer. He's not. And it doesn't state that. I'm going to tell you why it says that. Because two justices have said this. Chief Justice Roberts has clarified that he's not an officer. Also, one of the and this was not surprising to me, because this is one of the things why why the Supreme Court is a beautiful thing, because everyone that's sitting on the bench are what they call constitutional lawyers, meaning that they give a definition of what the wording is, means, and says. One of the justices, who is also stated that this is not going to hold water, because one, there is nothing to really link him to this insurrection. Also, he's not considered, and also the word president is not listed in the article. It says officers, which would constitute elected officials. Even though the president is an elected official, he's not considered an officer, as say a cabinet member or a congressional member from the House or the Senate. This was the breakdown. And as the argument ensued, and it got kind of testy, it really did, to the point where the Chief Justice had to shut one of the attorneys, shut the attorney for Colorado down. And I mean, he shut him down. As the attorney for Colorado has began his argument, and the justice said, wait a minute, well, here's the thing. If we go along with Colorado, that means that every state will be allowed to decide who can be on the ballot. If we decide, if Colorado or if any other state decides, well, we don't like this Democratic candidate, so we're going to kick him off the ballot. Or the other side, if we don't like this Republican candidate, we're going to kick him off the ballot. And also, one of the other justices also iterated that it's not up to the states to decide who gets on the ballot and who doesn't. This is why it lands into the Supreme Court. This is also a mirror image of the 2000 election between George Bush Jr. and Albert Gore. The same principle of it's infamously named the hanging Chad, because at that time they weren't using electronic voting machines. You had to you inserted the ticket and it would be automatically punched. But sometimes the little Chad or little punch hole would not go all the way through, and sometimes it would leave it hanging, or it'll be a misread. But when we get to this point of this article, and also what it's looking like, what it's really looking like, and several legal scholars have also chimed in on this. This is going to wind up being, when the justices do come back with their decision, it's subject to be either a 6-3 or 7-2, even an 8-1. It's possible he could have a sweep, whereas all 9 justices says this doesn't cover him. This does not pertain to him. One, because the word president is not there, and the office the office of the president is not. He's not considered an officer. He's not considered that. Now, when this situation, because they want to get a ruling on this, because there's several primaries that come in, particularly several primaries from March, April, May. And then you have the RNC that's coming up in July. They want to get this going. They want to get this out the way. Also, a sidebar: there's a good chance that the indictments from the DA in Atlanta, Fannie Willis, it's a very good chance that she could be disqualified from the case, which means if she's disqualified, that means the cases will be dismissed and go away. This is the thing that people are not paying attention to. This guy is winning, and he's winning. And not only that, but here's what he's also pointing out. And some of you are not paying attention. The very things that he talked about during his presidency is happening right now. And see, when you start to tell the truth about things and on people, they do everything they possibly can to try to disrupt you. See, the first thing people want to say, oh, this guy's a racist. Okay, well, name me one particular thing this guy has said or done that was racist. I'm sorry, I'm hearing crickets. I'm looking for my phone to ring. I'm hearing crickets. Chirp, chirp, chirp. See, here's the thing about a racist. A racist is going to tell you everything about you and why he doesn't like you. He's not going to invite you over to his house unless he has a barbecue, unless you're going to be the guest of honor for a barbecue. That's the only way that happens. Now, moving Trump to the side because he's got his own problems. Now, we go to Biden, and Biden got caught with classified documents in his personal home. Same way as the same thing with Trump. So what they're saying is that the special prosecutor say, well, when we asked him to turn him over, he did. Well, yeah, he did. And yes, he did, and no, he didn't. Here's the difference. Because these are classified documents that were in his possession, and technically he's still a member. He's still a member of the political community. He really wasn't obligated. Not only that, but when they took these things and they say, okay, well, we're not going to indict Biden. And not only that, but the special counsel said that we can classify this. Reason why we're not indicting, because we can classify this as a man who has poor memory. Wow. The special counsel actually came out and said this, that the man has poor memory. The fact of the matter is that when a reporter asked him about his son, his deceased son, he had trouble remembering that. Then when it clicked, then he became defensive. Now, here's the other thing that's also a topic that a lot of people, and they're saying it's about both candidates, about Trump and Biden, that one, these men are too old to be running for office. Okay. You know what? To a certain degree, some of us will concede to that. Some of us will, but at the same time, these are seasoned individuals who kind of know how this thing works. Another thing that people are upset with, and saying this is referencing Trump, is that when he came in, he said he's going to drain the swamp, which he did. He found all that money and started putting that money. Wait. Now, my man says how? Draining the swamp is when you find all of that money and you distribute it to the people. People saw more money when Trump was in office. Yes, wait. People saw.
You're 100% wrong. Trump did not do that. Trump took credit for it. But that was Nancy Pelosi. Trump just put a switch on it and took credit for it, but it wasn't him. And don't forget the fact that
she had no choice.
Over a million.
Wait.
Over 1 million people died under Trump due to his mishandling of the pandemic. Remember that? Shoot yourself up with bleach. You remember that?
Right, I remember that.
It'll go away like the flu.
Right, I remember that. I remember
about the fact that 1 million people died under Trump.
But more people saw money.
They
saw money. A lot of people saw money.
And then it was delayed because he wanted to make. It was delayed because he wanted a signature on the check. Man, that man can kiss my ass. I'm gonna put $1 in the jar.
Hey, wait a minute. Now don't forget to put $1 in the jar. Put $1 in the jar. Wait. Y'all got to see this. This is going to be great. No. I'm not going to touch the dollar. I'm going to let you do it. So this is one of the things, y'all, that when we do here at the studio, and we have a lot of fun when we do it because this is fun. And when we do this, when we go into these things, this creates not only content, but it creates dialogue, and everybody can. And the beauty part about it is that, listen, it's not a matter whether we agree or disagree with each other, but we create the dialogue, and this is the beauty of having an opinion. It's not about being right, about being wrong. It's saying, hey, I'm allowed to say what I want to say because that's how I feel or what I'm thinking. Beautiful. I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. I just okay. Now here's a couple of things that I just saw that popped up. Donald Trump. Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you, listener. There was a woman named Carla Blanca, and this is law as far as pardon. He pardoned more people than the first four than the four presidents before him. This one was long. This pardon was long overdue. As I'm looking at this.
Are you talking about Trump pardoning people?
Yeah.
Did you hear that the girl said that they were selling pardons for $2 million a pop? Did you hear that?
Say what?
The one girl who wrote a book, she's suing Julie, the lawyer, Giuliani, whatever his name.
Oh, is. Giuliani.
And you heard that she said that they were selling pardons for $2 million a pop. Also,
wait. Well, okay, go ahead.
She said they were selling pardons for $2 million a pop. Also, the guy, the Tiger King, he wanted a pardon.
Right.
And the reason why he didn't get a pardon was because he said they told him $2 million. So I bet he did pardon more people than anybody else.
Ever, but you know what? But here's the thing: is it illegal? It's called horse trading, pay to play. It's horse trading. But one of the things that was really done with this,
you want to give him credit. Wait. You want to give him credit. Hold on. You want to give him credit for that.
Hold on. Wait. Did you see this? This is long overdue. Whether they gave the money or not, but this is long overdue. Donald Trump pardoned boxer Jack Johnson, who was railroaded out of boxing. But whether these people and see, I heard rumblings about that, but whether they did or didn't, it's what was done. These people got what they need so they can move on with their lives, so they can be productive, be part of the community, part of society. Once again, this is going to be a very, very interesting political season in 2024. It really, really is. It's going to be exciting. As far as I'm concerned, I like politics. It's fun. It's exciting to watch. To watch people, work at different things. I like to see how this is going to go and say, okay, and go from there. Now, most people, and there's their group. There are three groups of people when we talk about voters. Okay, three groups. There are some people who are going to vote Republican. There are some people who are going to vote Democrat. And then there are some people who are not going to vote at all because they either don't understand religious reasons, they don't like the candidate, various reasons. Okay, so and to address that third party of who people are not going to vote because I'm not going to do this because this is what I don't like. I don't like this person. I'm not going to vote because religious reasons, which I personally am concerned. That's just a bunch of that's just a bunch of baloney that people are riding on. But you're entitled to one. You're entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to that. That's what makes this. That's what to me makes it exciting because you see all different things. Well, I'm not going to do this because it is. If you're not going, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, we can't live in a society without some form of organization, some form of rules, some form of law. We can't. Or as they say, if we do that, we're no better than the animals. We are allowing, and I will agree, and I will say this: there are some institutions, there are some places where they have allowed the inmates to run the prison, or allow the insane to run the asylum. This does happen. It has happened, and it is happening. When we talk about our justice system, for example, this is something that Biden and Harris rode on. They rode the ticket. Justice reform, prison reform. We have yet to see that. Yet to see that. When I see some of us out there with flags for Ukraine, what's wrong with you? When I see some of you out there with flags, or you're talking about help the migrants this and help the migrants that, and I'm talking about black people, are you brain dead? Are you stupid? How come we chasing the wrong dog? Because understand something. When these people do come here, make no mistake, they're coming. They are coming. They're here and coming. And not only that, this was something, one of the other little notes, and it almost slipped my mind when I looked at my notes. The fact that the state of Montana, one of the most remote places in the United States, has a drug problem. They have fentanyl in places where people have never even heard of, where it's where places that it's just there's no real access, but they have a fentanyl problem. They have an overdose. They have people overdosing on fentanyl. In this, how? This is what's happening. Some of the cartels are using these migrants to transport drugs across the border and into the states. We got soft borders. When you are offering migrants, offering them $3,000. Wait, this is in the state of Georgia. They're offering migrants $3,000 prepaid cards with $3,000 on them per person. Hear what I say, $3,000. And as we talked about this before, this is a hot topic. This is a hot political topic for the two candidates. When you are seeing an influx of well over 25,000 per day coming across the border, what are people supposed to do with them? And then people are mad with Texas. And you know what? I'm going to put it this way. I applaud Texas for taking a stand against a system that refuses to fix the problem. Fix a problem. And not only fix a problem, this is a problem that has been on the books for over 50 years. Do I say put up a fence? Do I say put a National Guard out there? Do I say put money back and pump money into the Customs and Border Patrol? Absolutely. Then you start putting in that same money you put into the inner cities. You start putting into programs. Okay. If we want to talk about something as black people, we need to start. We need to stop chasing the wrong chasing the wrong dog. Some of us keep getting on the wrong bus, going in the wrong direction. Some of us are bystanders because, oh, I don't want to get involved, or oh, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Or that's not what I believe, or that's against my belief, or whatever rotten egg idea that you might want to have. I was taught as a child that charity starts at home and spreads abroad, meaning take care of your own first. Then if you have anything left, then you can spread that out. Meaning take care of your people. Take care of the Americans first. those that are here in America. Not only that, but we as a people, as black people, we need to start taking care of ourselves. Start taking care of ourselves. And how do we do that? We start within the home. Whether it's a one parent or two parent home, both there should be some form of leadership. And I want you all to earmark that, because I'm gonna come back around to that very, very shortly. Now, when we talk about finances and money and where the money should be going, right now they're in Congress bickering over money for the border. Now, this is a bill that the House has put together, sent over to the Senate, and they're trying to push this through. A lot of Republicans are pushing back on this they're absolutely 100% right. Why are we sending Ukraine and Ukraine and Israel? Who, by the way, that's a whole nother story. We're sending Israel and Ukraine and another country. They're trying to put together a package, 95 billion. That's billion with a B. $95 billion relief aid package for these people. When you have people here in the United States, it's funny because you can find $95 billion for a foreign country, but you can't find 50 billion for the people that live under you, that live in your house or at your front door or at your gate. When you're taking money from the VA and giving it to people who shouldn't even be here. Now, I know some of you think that, oh, well, you know what? These are human beings too. I didn't say they weren't. But you're rewarding people for breaking the law. That's what you're doing. And I've spoken on this before. You found $95 billion to send to Israel to keep them fight, to fund their fighting, their genocide regime, because that's what they're doing. They're creating genocide for the Palestinian people. Now, let me be clear on something. No one, and I mean no one has the right to exterminate another group of people because you don't like them or because the color of their skin is different. I guess we're only 70 years removed. No, not even that, really. Removed from when white America was doing that to us. And even to parts, they're still doing this. No one has the right to exterminate another group of people because you don't like them or because they don't worship the same God you do or anything of that nature. Nobody has the right. But at the same time, if you are an active participant in the genocide, you're just as guilty as the people pulling the trigger. Just as guilty. Just as guilty. But you found 90, and see, here's the thing. With this bill, they want to tie the border bit, the immigration situation, the immigration situation to the relief aid package. The Republicans said, "Oh, hell no." And not only that, but Trump himself came out and said, take care of Americans first. Take care of home first. Once again, the Americans, this is what he said, we are sitting at the table and everybody's eating and they're sticking us with the check while everybody vacates the table. He's absolutely right. Here's the other thing, and we need to pay attention to. Joe Biden has gotten us into 3 wars in his 4-year term. One war is a by proxy. And he's gotten us into Trump in office, we had no conflict. We had no war. In fact, he was bringing troops home on the regular, bringing these guys home, putting money into the VA, making sure and forcing the VA to take care of these guys. Doesn't matter whether this guy is whether he's a racist or not. It's about doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. That's what this is about. This is what this is about. And to piggyback off another comment that I got, no state has ever used the 14th Amendment to ban a candidate. This is a vendetta. Exactly. Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to read the Constitution and figure out what it says. Here it is. These are the same people who will pass a 806 bill, 806 page bill, who will pass it, sign off on it, and don't even and have no idea what's in the bill, but they'll sign it. They never read it. I've heard congressional members say, "Oh no, I didn't read the bill. I just heard it was good." What? You got me fooled. It's 800. Here's the thing. Who's going to read a bill that's 800 pages? That's how money is. That's how they manage to slip certain things in for their what they call special interests, their programs that they are running backdoor, like a program running behind, like with your laptop. There's a program always running. And this is what this is. This is why Trump said enough. This has to stop. He was one of the first individuals who said, hey, look here, if a president has a term limit, why shouldn't members of Congress? And I absolutely agree with that, because when you have term limits, that eliminates special interests, and also that eliminates corruption. It eliminates that. See, we have to start looking at the bigger picture, people. See, when a new idea comes into the room, that's the one that gets shut down. That's the one that gets shut down. How is it that you find this type of money? And the other argument for this bill, Paul Rand, Senator Paul Rand, who's from Tennessee, totally disagrees with this, because he said, we're taking this money, $95 billion, and we're giving to these people, and our national debt is literally through the roof. Let me explain to you, and this is just a little bit of a little bit of information about the national debt. This is money that the United States borrowed from World War II that we have not paid back. We have not paid back, and we keep borrowing. We keep borrowing against what we don't have, borrowing what we don't have. Here we go. We're borrowing $95 billion from our borrowing it, and then we're gonna give it to somebody else. And not only that, but Trump said the same thing. Why are we lending people money that we're never gonna see back? Does that make any sense? That sounds like a bad risk, and bad risk to me. If the bank won't loan you this kind of money, or won't loan you money based on your credit history, or you might be a bad risk, what are we thinking as a country? What really are we thinking? Yes, absolutely. They should torpedo this bill in the quickest fashion possible, because nobody in America is benefiting from it, whether they're black, white, or brown. None of us are benefiting from it. How does it what's you're sending all of this money? This is the argument. This is going to be the argument on the campaign trail. This money. This is why term limits are so important, because you have people like Schumer and Pelosi, and that's just to name two. That's just to name two of them. Need to go. Term limits. Let's go. Put somebody else, and it's not to say that someone would do a better job, but something different to where there's a level of accountability. And now we're moving into that era, of that age, to where the younger generation, this new age of adults, are demanding accountability. They're demanding that. And when we talk about that, and now I'm gonna move away from the political side, and we're talking about this part about in the home and accountability. When you get to a point with your home, okay, and this is kind of piggybacking off the United States, and this is our home. For most of us, this is where we live. These people over there in Israel, or in the country of Israel, because understand something. Most people think Benjamin Netanyahu is an Israeli. He's not. He's Greek. He's not an Israeli. He's Greek. Okay? And most of those people that live in Israel are not Israelites. They're only Israelites because they live where? In the country of what? Israel. You are a United States citizen. Why? Because you live in the what? United States. In the state you live in, you are what? If you live in California, you're what? You're a California. If you're from Montana, you're a Montanan. If you're in Indiana, you're in Indiana. If you're in Illinois, and so on and so on and so forth. That doesn't make you, so if you live in Illinois and you move to California, that doesn't make you a Californian. You're just what they call a transplant. You're not originally from there. Majority of those people that live in Israel are not Israel, they're not Israelites. They are not. And those that are running around here, oh, I stand with Israel, I stand with Ukraine. No, they're selling you a pipe dream, because they're doing these two countries are doing things to people that are absolutely deplorable and committing war crimes. But we don't want to talk about that because the United States is in bed with both of them. The United States is banging. It's almost like being in the bed, two dudes in the same bed banging the same hoe. Then a third party come in and everybody get mad. Oh no, you're getting mad. That's what this is. It's one big gigantic gangbang on what they're doing. But going to the other part about accountability, when we talk about that, especially inside the home, or as we grow from infants to children to teenagers to young adults, there's certain things that we are responsible for, and there's certain things that our parents are responsible for. They can only take so much, but at the same time, there's a level of accountability that each and every one's, because being a parent myself, yes, I'm held accountable on how my children conduct themselves out there in the world. Yes, I will be held accountable. Even though that they are adult children, there's still a level of accountability, because if they go out there and they do the damn fool or act a clown or whatever the case may be, they're going to look at them, but like they're adults, but then they're going to say, my gosh, who raised you? But then on the other side, as a parent, if we're not teaching our children how to function, whether it's one or both, there's a level of accountability. See, there's a difference between laying the blame and accountability. We could do this all day, play the blame game. See, the blame game is you can easily brush off. You can push it off onto something else or somebody else. Accountability, you can't do that. Accountability sticks to you like molasses. It sticks to you. When we don't educate, when we don't educate our children on certain aspects of life, and sometimes we withhold things from our children to spare them their feelings, or to not throw another parent under the bus, or to shield our children from the actions of a parent. And that's and I have no problem, and I have no problem with that. And that's honorable because you're acting in as a parent would. You're acting in a you're in protected. You're in protect mode. That's what you do. Hopefully that's what some of you do. Let me rephrase that because there's a lot of you out there. There's a lot of people out there that don't and have not protected their children the way they should. There's a lot of them out there that are more friends than they are parents. That's one of the reasons. Some of the reasons on why some children are so buck wild right now. Some of them are so disrespectful right now because you spend too much time being their goddamn friend and not being a parent. We can't create a different generation of individuals if we don't start within ourselves. As I spoke sometime before, it's like with our men. First and foremost, teaching our boys to become men starts in the home. It starts with that man, because understand something. First and foremost, in order for that man to teach that boy how to become a man, somebody had to teach him something. Now, we would, I will say that. Now, there's several instances to where there's some men that have been taught, and they take the teachings and they apply them to themselves, and then they apply them to the children that they bring into the world, and then that creates a chain of generational people of think. And also, what we don't instill in our children, we don't instill certain type of life skills, problem solving skills, and critical thinking. We don't do that. We don't. It's one thing when your child calls and say, "Hey, I got some paperwork. I need you to look over and see if and give me a better understanding, or am I reading this right? Is my interpretation of what they're saying?" That's one thing. Because you may have some knowledge, you may have some purview on this particular document or situation, and you're giving your opinion. You may have experiences to where it comes into play. But when you have children that are constantly calling their parents for every single thing, to where I don't know how to set my kitchen clock on my digital stove. Well, where'd you get? Well, how much did you spend for? Well, I spent $1,000, and they didn't show you how to set this. And I'm saying that, and I'm being facetious when I say that, but it goes into the ideology of poor critical thinking, problem solving skills. This goes into that. We spend too much time sometimes, and even as a parent, as myself, sometimes we'll spend a little too much time trying to figure things out or trying to wrap our head around things, and maybe even sometimes second guessing our decision in raising our children. We can't do that because of what you made that decision at that time, at that place, because you thought it was the right thing to do. So you can't second guess yourself. You made a decision, you stick with it. I make a decision. I live and die by my decisions, and I stand by them. Good or bad, right or wrong. If I make a mistake, I'm saying I own it. I own up to that. And this is one of the things that we don't do as parents. This is one of the things that we don't teach our children on how to do. You make a mistake. Listen, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. So when we talk about that, we can't expect perfection or our children to perform at a higher level if we never gave them the tools to do this. We can't sit here and talk about how our boys should conduct themselves around women, or how they should or how they should interact or conduct if we're not giving them the tools. We can't sit there and tell them, "Oh, I don't care too much for her," or "This is the person that you shouldn't marry." Well, in order for us to understand how that works, we have to give them something to work with. It's called a blueprint. in order for our girls to understand the type of men they should be attached or associate with, they have to have something to go off on, a blueprint. We have to do these things. And as I often say, the gap in what we have now with these children is our generation. The people in my age bracket, my generation of parenting.
Can I ask you a question about your children?
Go.
How would you feel about your children being mentored by Donald Trump?
How would I feel about my children being mentored
by Donald Trump?
How old are they?
Whatever. Come on. Whatever age. You pick an age. I mean, this is your boy.
No. It doesn't matter. He goes with this.
This is your boy. How do you feel about your kid? How would you feel about your kid if your child was accused of freaking 4 indictments, 91 charges, accused of rape?
The key word in that though is accused.
Well, you know it's coming.
Accused. You know, I'm gonna tell you what I know, and I know we go sidebar.
The proof is there.
Wait.
How would you feel about your child stealing? How would you feel if your child stole documents from school?
How would I feel?
I don't care about Bobby stealing them. I'm talking about your kid stealing documents from school.
I'd be highly disappointed. But you know, I would be highly disappointed. But he's an adult. Wait. Hold on.
You want to vote this man back in
office? No. That's too serious. Hold on. You asked me about my kids. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be point blank. I'm gonna be point blank. If my children commits crime, steal something or whatever, this is how this is gonna go. Hey, I'm not gonna uphold you in that. You're gonna deal with this. You can't do the crime. You can't do the time. Don't do the crime. Yeah, as any parent,
But you have this guy who's done all this stuff.
Hold on.
And you want this man to be president again.
Wait,
I don't get that.
Wait a minute now.
And the man has already said he wants to be a dictator.
Wait a minute. We sticking to that one question that they are adults and they make their own decisions. I can't influence them on that. They are adults and making decisions. It's no different than any number one of these children out here once they reach that certain age. We can
let me ask you, so you want to just ignore 91, what is 91 and 92? 92 charges? You just want to just ignore 92 charges.
These are alleged crimes. Alleged.
Oh, here's the thing.
Alleged.
When anybody commits a crime, murder, whatever, it's alleged.
Mm-hmm.
The guys who beat the black guy to death over recently, those black cops who beat that guy to death. I can't remember his name. That's alleged still.
Who?
Although we saw the video.
I
mean, it's been so many of them. But the black cops who got arrested they was chasing the guy down.
In Memphis,
right? And they called him and beat him to death.
Right, they're still
they're still alleged. They really still alleged.
But right,
everybody who commits a crime is alleged until they found guilty. So he's alleged to commit 92 crimes.
You are wait a minute now. Like any number one of us, you all, we are presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Okay,
presumed innocent.
Okay, so you know what? So if you're charged with 92 crimes, right? And you haven't had your day in court yet, you should be elected to the highest official in the world.
But by law, wait a minute now. By law,
what you can makes absolutely no sense.
No. Wait a minute, people. So that we're clear. So I'm gonna give you.
Let me ask you a question. He just tried to seek immunity.
He can do that.
So why would he seek immunity for crimes he never committed?
No. Here's the thing. People. See, I know y'all like, whoa. No, listen. This is a smart man because why? He's doing everything that he's doing because he reads the law, because he understands the law. He understands it. He has an understanding of the law. You can ask for anything under the law as moving forward. He can ask for that, and in his parlance.
So why would you need immunity if you've
why
done
not?
Nothing wrong?
Wait, it's not about doing anything wrong.
If you've done nothing wrong, why do you need immunity?
He asked it. Wait a minute. It's no different if you walked into a restaurant and asked for a chocolate sundae, even though they may not serve it. I'm gonna ask anyway. What do I have to lose? He doesn't have anything to lose by asking for immunity.
So you believe in your heart that these are 92 witch hunts? 92.
No, that's not what I said.
92.
I said
you believe that
these are alleged.
92 witch hunts.
Wait. Some of the wait. It's not about what I believe.
So you're gonna tell me this man has 92 charges, and you want to tell me he did nothing wrong?
I didn't say he didn't.
You don't want to tell me that he's not a traitor.
I can't speak on that. I can't speak on what he's alleged to have done.
But you still want to see this man back in office.
I can't. Wait.
Because you got a stimulus.
He has a right like anybody else to seek public office. Wait. Hold that thought.
Folks who died of COVID
during
his tenure, how you think they feel about the stimulus check?
He's just gonna go on that. He's gonna go on that. If you know, and because you all, I have an affinity for the law, and watching how the law works, watching how the system works, and understand something. The law works wonderfully. The system works when the right people are put in place, when the right things are put in place. The right things are put in place. Now, as we talked about Trump, and even when we talk about our children, you know, a parent is going to say, okay, you have a child, and this is an example. You have a child, or you have a child that's been arrested and been accused of a crime. Naturally, the mother or parents are going to come out and say, I don't believe he did that. That's not my child. That's okay. She's entitled. She or they are entitled to that opinion. They are entitled to that. But on the flip side, how well do we know our children? On the flip side, how well do we know Donald Trump? We only know Donald Trump or Joe Biden as well as we know them as well as we know them as well as a can of paint.
Oh no. We know that he has 4 indictments. We know that he has 90.
No. That's no.
We know that he's twice impeached.
Well, see, here's the thing about being twice.
No.
He was never impeached.
Right?
No.
We know that he refused to leave. He didn't want to leave the White House.
He was no.
We know that he started
Wait.
insurrection. We all this stuff we know.
The only president.
What about the insurrection? You want to just ignore that? And people died.
No.
He said, "Let's go out and let's fight like hell." You want to just ignore that?
He's exercising his First Amendment rights
to have people just storm the Capitol.
He exercised and see,
people died. People died.
Wait. And you know what? Wait. In order to achieve peace, war is necessary. In order to achieve peace, war is necessary. He didn't tell you wait.
So war against your war. I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
War is necessary.
Yes, and to achieve peace, war is necessary. When I say
that, so who said there was no peace? Because you lost the election, there was no peace. What I don't understand. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, so him losing the election, that means no peace. It was peace. He's the one who started the war.
Wait. No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
This started out.
It was peace.
This started out.
It was a peaceful election. It was a peaceful election, right? And then he got an insurrection. You said in order.
He refused, but here's the thing: he refused to leave. Okay, he said he refused to leave, but at 12:01, that man was on a plane.
You know why? Because he was scared of going to jail.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
No, it wasn't about him scared of going to jail.
I watched him get on that plane.
He got on the plane.
I watched every second of it. And you know what? The world was watching.
Right. Of course.
Do you know why the world was watching? That was the most highly watched president leaving the White House in history. And do you know why? The reason why is because they were all expecting him to go directly to jail.
Oh no, that's that you could.
Yes, it is. That's why I was highly watched, because you know what? I expected for him to get on that plane. I expected for him to get on that plane, and we get off that plane to have handcuffs waiting on him. That's what I expected to see.
No,
but you know what? First of all, let me tell you something. Of course, I'm not a Trump fan. So why would I watch that? Why would I watch him get on the plane and leave? Why would I watch that? The only reason I watched it, I'm talking about personally.
Okay.
Personally. The only reason I watched it was because I was hoping to see when he got off that plane what was going to happen. And I thought that they were going to be ready to take his ass away. Excuse me, I got another. I thought
hey, y'all, he owes another $1. I want y'all to see this.
The only reason I watched it intensely and closely right, was because I was hoping to see what was going to happen when he got off that plane. But that man had done so much dirt. He done so much dirt before he left the White House. You can't even keep track. Did you hear about the fact that he right before he left office, like a couple days before, he had like about 30 people executed? And then check this out.
No.
Check this out.
He did not stop those executions.
No. Let me say this right
here.
He
didn't stop them.
No. He rushed these executions. Check this out. It was done in the middle of the night, and it was paid with cash. Now, why would cash be paid? And why would it be done in the middle of the night? In the middle of the night.
Now,
he rushed about 30 executions in the middle of the night.
These are the things
paid for with cash money.
But see, is there any evidence to support that?
It's all over the place. The families. It's all over the place.
But see,
only people who are not talking about this, who should be talking about this, are the people who were executed attorneys. But you know what? Here's the thing: cash was involved, which means that folks were paid off.
That's how that's a stretch. And I'm not saying that.
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you something.
That's a stretch.
You got more crimes coming down the pipeline. There's a whole bunch more crimes coming down the pipeline. Why are all these politicians so pro-Trump? It's got to be a reason.
Because
Trump only deals in quid pro quo.
Wait, that's how he lives his life. But wait, hold on. All of us live at some point in quid pro quo.
Exactly.
All of us do.
But check this out. But these politicians are concerned about. You know what they're concerned about, in my opinion? They're concerned about future prosecutions.
Of course.
And the only person that can save them is Donald J. Trump.
So exactly.
And that's
people,
why they want that man in.
Let's roll the music, y'all. Let's roll the music. Hey, y'all. This was a blast. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know. Hey, the lights are flashing. There goes the music. That's my cue.
I feel like you got stumped tonight.
He said, "I feel like I got stumped." Oh, listen.
Batman lost tonight.
Stop. It will be. Hey, you got to get up awfully early to stump the Batman. Hey, I appreciate y'all listening. Those who did, I appreciate y'all's comments. I love them. Keep them coming. Definitely keep them coming. So with that being said, not my monkey, not my circus. Before I hit the back cave, I got to go out there and fight some crime. Gun up on my waist, booted and suited in them black case. I'm looking for some hood rats that I take to the back cave. Y'all lame like blank man, while I'm steady serving them like pistol on my utility belt. Like, yeah, I keep my identity to myself. Like, you don't want me to cut that thing.